You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. It's setting me on toward the gaming drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Grace's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. Grace? I'm sorry, what? I don't know. What the fuck? I didn't mean to say that. Malcolm. Yes? Thanks for going swimming with me. Anytime, Grace. Anytime? Oh, yes. Back on shore, I don't glance away while she dresses, and she smiles, letting me know she doesn't mind. I dress myself as well, a little more abashed. We've been in the water for some time, and I worry I must look like a prune. Grace's porcelain skin, by contrast, is wrinkle-free. Does she moisturize? She makes her way over just as I fasten the highest button, clearing her throat before I can come up with a charming farewell. Have a wonderful evening, Mr. Campbell. Same to you, Miss MacLeod. Curt as ever, and so ill-suited to the moment, we can't help but laugh. Once again, I fight an urge. This time it's not to question her, but to stop from embracing her and never letting go. I have somehow stumbled upon someone who not only wants to understand me, but can. A support I didn't know I wanted, but one that I could now not do without. Oh, a lovely couple. Well, they will be a lovely couple. And just like that, Malcolm found a new piece of his heart, one he thought he had lost forever. The sadness I felt was knowing that the love growing with Grace was a feeling I may never share with him or anyone else. Chapter 2. Into the Deep. Previously on Changeling Tale. The memory of the previous day's events is so vivid in my mind that sleep is impossible. Grace MacLeod, a little scamp from so many years back, now transformed into an alluring, audacious, unapologetically flirtatious young woman. The thoughts roll through my mind like tidal waves, soft echoes of her voice, shadows of her face, her smile, her body. The waves crash and my heart thumps harder every time I let my memories of her take me there. Each offers some new level of excitement. I'm intrigued. Infatuated. Am I developing feelings for her? No, couldn't be that, could it? Not this soon. I'm just bowled over, stimulated, still even hours past our encounter. I can't yet admit that it's too late to reel myself back in. The waves keep crashing over and again in my thoughts. I've met women with that level of audacity. Most of them remind me more of girls in Jesse's line of work rather than seemingly shy Grace. Maybe the shyness is a bit of an act on Grace's part. Maybe your whole life is a bit of an act. It wouldn't be a surprise having seen her sister's performances. Grace is blunt, forward, independent but lonely. A free spirit if there ever was one. I sigh, self-reflecting. Perhaps a kindred soul as well. My stomach is in knots. My heart races when I let her image pass through my mind. Rarely in my life have I ever been this unsure of how to feel. Oh, still nighttime. Okay. Oh, yeah. This awesome dream sequence. Y'all, might want to watch the sharks, just letting you know. I wake up in a pool of cold sweat, hearing a sharp rap on the front door. Gran has let me sleep late again. The sun is already nearing its peak in the sky. It's likely past second feeding for the herd. Gran's voice can be heard through the walls. Come in, Marion. Make yourself at home. I'll fetch us some tea. Her shuffling footsteps creep closer to my door. The creak of the rusty doornail has me jumping to attention. Malcolm, wake yourself. We've company. She gives me a conspiratorial wink and then disappears. I dare think she sees a matchmaking possibility. Lord knows what she would make of me lusting after Marion's youngest sister. I slip into yesterday's dusty trousers and I inhale a whiff of dried tide water. I laugh at how horrible I must smell. Ah, well, the precious repercussions of swimming with sharks. I'm coming, Gran. When I open the door, I catch Marion's eye first. Malcolm, it's you I've come to see. I have quite a favour to ask. Her eyelids are red. I wonder first if she's been stung by bees, but I realize she's been crying. How foolish of me to think of injury first. What's wrong? How can I help? Marion glances left and right before replying. The elder Campbell keeps busy at the stove, although I suspect she's carefully listening for any morsel of gossip to share at her next whist club get-together. Well, it's my herd. At least 7 heads of cattle have wandered off. They'll need milking, and, well, I guess on days like this I remember why I ought to have a sheepdog. She shrugs. It sounds a bit much, like a cover story. Not something that would bring about a deluge of tears. Still, the MacLeods have proven time and again to be good neighbours. And the least I can do is return the favour. I'm ready, willing, and able. Let me grab my shoes and head out with you. We'll have your fair maidens return to your care in no time. I don't understand why your sisters can't assist you, Marion. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay. Gran's voice is a tinge of bitterness. I can tell she assumes Marion is here for brighter tidings. They're busy. Marion is just terrible at lying, sweet soul. Come, Marion, I've much better eyesight than your sisters. We'll find that wandering foal before you can shake a stick. Off we go! Taking Marion by the arm, I start to lead her outside, bidding a farewell to Gran. Gran, I'll be back lickety-split. Lickety what? Malcolm, did you just curse at me? It's hard not to roll my eyes, either at Gran's exasperation or Marion's impatience. I follow Marion out the door, collecting my hat and my thoughts. It's not until Marion and I are a few paces out before I ask her what's actually happening. Lost herd, eh? Marion stops and faces me. It's Grace. Her eyes swell and her lower lip trembles. Is she alright? What's wrong? Marion scrunches her face and turns to get back to walking at a much faster clip. Should I be worried? I don't know. She's being so stubborn. Why would Marion come all this way and not tell me what's going on? She even went out of her way to fib to my own grandmother in order to, what? Have me speak with her obstinate little sister? Lack of sleep aside, I'm honestly quite pleased. I look forward to getting to see Grace so soon after yesterday's rendezvous. When else would I have been able to pay a visit? Best it'd be forced upon me, I suppose. I only hope this is the right time for Grace as well. After several yards, Marion stops abruptly. Malcolm, I came over firstly to apologize. It looks like she's tearing up again, but inhales sharply to stop herself. Grace and I were terribly rude yesterday during the picnic, but, well, now it's more than just me offering an apology. I told myself not to say anything to you, not to involve you, but... She wrings her hands and looks away. This is me asking for help, and it pains me to do so. My heart goes out to Marion, knowing that if she's gone to all this effort, then it must be quite the predicament. Grace and I got into an argument this morning, and now she's gone totally rage. Locked herself in the bathroom, can you believe it? I know how silly it sounds, but I need her to get out. She absolutely won't listen to me. I stand dumbfounded. Could that be all there is to this? A sisterly argument? Is it really so odd for a girl to lock herself in the bathroom? For that matter, why wouldn't she? I'm more confused than concerned. What about Jessie? Will she listen to her? Marion shakes her head and her voice chokes. Jessie is incapable of helping. I shake my head. It appears that the whole MacLeod family is plain stubborn, and I'd likely have just as much of luck convincing Hazel to listen or behave. It slowly dawns on me the true purpose of Marion's visit. Pardon? You want me to physically extricate a young woman from a lavvy, do you? I don't think I've received proper training in that field. No, of course not. I just need you to talk some sense into her. Look, this isn't exactly what I had in mind either when I invited you to visit, but... Marion, I'm your neighbor. I'm not a miracle worker. Wait, you don't really think I can bring her around, do you? Does she? I must stare blankly at poor Marion for several seconds before she makes to walk off again. Then she turns and stops once more. Well, last night... Marion draws in her breath to speak clearly. Last night, Grace said something that I never expected her to say about anyone, ever. She told me you're the only one who understands her. I stand. Unsure how to respond, as the gravity of that statement sinks in. I finally speak aloud, not sure if I should. Me? Why? I just don't... Why would she say that? Grace has surprised me at every turn. She's as unpredictable as the weather, and I feel I have about as much a grasp on her as I do meteorology. Yes, yesterday I found out we have more in common than I'd realized. We shared a moment of closeness, not just in body, but in spirit. Excuse me, but was the moment just that? A convergence of two battered souls in a dark place, taking shelter from the waves in each other's company, or was it more? It's the same question that had kept me up all night. I love getting to know Grace better, but I never would have guessed that our connection went beyond shared heartaches. Am I that special to her? Would Grace truly think that highly of me? I'm surprised by how excited it makes me. I'm allowed to be pleased, right? A tingling in my chest starts to move down throughout my body to the tips of my toes. Now I'm nervous, but certainly not for any reason I was expecting. Whatever the case, Marion is unsatisfied with my response. She starts speed-walking again, so I must pick up the pace to catch up. What will I say when I get there? What could I possibly say to get Grace to feel comfortable enough to speak to her sister, or at least to alleviate Marion's frustration? Marion finally yells over her shoulder at me. I certainly don't know the answer to that one, Malcolm. You two must have developed quite the rapport. Rapport? I flash back to swimming with a naked woman in the loch. That's one way to put it, I suppose. Marion, wait! Marion doesn't wait, and we get to the house in no time. Sweat is dripping down my back. Their home is eerily quiet. Marion, out of breath, pushes me towards the lavvy. She pounds on the closed door. Grace! Are you still in there? Still occupied? Go use the basin outside. Hearing Grace's voice ignites a spark inside me. Perhaps something is wrong here. Part of me had hoped that we'd arrive to find everything had blown over. No such luck. Wait, what if I'm the cause of this misunderstanding? A glance towards the exit. At least I can beat a hasty retreat if need be. Grace! Get out here now! I've gone and fetched Malcolm. No pressure. What? I can't come out, Marion. I won't. Her voice is less angry than resigned, even fearful. Actually, I think I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that notification bell. I am going to go to bed, y'all. Alright, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!